I'm a family member. I've come to you and I've just said, I'm worried about Dad. He's declining, but I don't know if he would qualify for hospice or not. What are some of the questions you might ask?
Well, my first question is going to be, just tell me a little bit about what is happening to your father right now, because depending on what's going on with him is going to tell me a lot about maybe what diagnosis I need to zero in on.
Okay. And so let's just say, for instance, they're like, well, I'm not really sure what he has or doesn't have. What are some of the hospice diagnoses that might be top of the list for potentially qualify for hospice?
Well, since hospice isn't really just focused on cancer diagnoses, our big ones where people really benefit from them are congestive heart failure, COPD, Alzheimer's, liver failure, and any of the neurological diseases like ALS, Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis.
And so not everybody qualifies. Just because they have that diagnosis doesn't mean they necessarily qualify for hospice. It has to be at a certain stage, right?
Right. Hospice is a level of care just like anything else. You don't go to the emergency room because you have a cold, and you don't go see your family doctor if you have a gunshot wound. So there's criteria that you have to meet in order to be eligible for particular levels of care. So hospice does have a criteria that's set up for each diagnosis. The criteria that's set up for each of those diagnoses is based on the end stage symptoms that you will see in a chronic disease process.
Okay. So can you give me some examples of your main diagnosis that you typically see? What are some things that say they don't qualify now or that they definitely do qualify?
So for an Alzheimer's patient, generally what we're looking for is someone who's really not walking anymore, mostly bedbound, incontinent, can't dress themselves, can't bathe themselves, maybe has lost interest in food and any activities that they ever would have engaged in. For COPD, it would be someone who's really having a hard time breathing, basically just sitting still. If someone can take their oxygen off still and walk down to the bathroom, even if it's only 10 feet, we're really not there yet.
Okay.
We're looking for somebody who really is at those end stages, and those end stages are when that lung capacity has become so low that just sitting there having a conversation with somebody else is exhausting for them and will cause them pretty serious shortness of breath.
So you talk to a lot of people who are kind of at this stage where they're trying to figure out whether they qualify or not. Are there particular diagnoses or issues that you see that kind of are surprising that people didn't realize they might qualify for hospice?
Yeah, and one of them usually is COPD. So there's a lot of people out there with COPD that don't understand how beneficial hospice can really be for them. When we start getting to an end stage of COPD, it's very difficult to get out of the house. You need more frequent medical attention because there's exacerbations where you can't breathe. Treatments that were helping them before really aren't helping them as much anymore, and it needs to be a little bit more aggressive. Anything that they do in the hospital for someone with COPD, such as steroids, increasing the oxygen, CPAPs, BiPAPs, breathing treatments, anything like that, that can all be adjusted in the home. But most COPD patients don't really understand that they have that option. They think they have to go to the hospital every time they're having a hard time breathing, and they just don't, because a hospice nurse will come out and help them.